So we're about to head out for 3 months
Right.
world schooling adventure with our 3 boys, Cruz, Cash, Kai. They're 6, 3, and 5 months old. You know, we live unconventionally in a lot of different ways. I think it would be helpful to share, like, what does freedom mean to us?
Mm-hmm.
And why did we decide to take our 3 boys out on the road? Where do we start?
You're such a good host. You like jump right into host mode. I love it. Yeah, I feel like we should just start at the origin of you and I, and the fact that we really got together on the shared principle of wanting to live a big life. And a lot of that is based in freedom. So you have to be free if you want to really live the way you want to live.
Yeah.
And so we connected on that immediately. And that's why we both knew from the very beginning, like, this was the real deal.
One of the early memories that I share is that when I started to fall in love with you,
Right.
we were sitting outside Kaylin and Virginia's apartment in the car.
Shout out Kaylin, Virginia.
And I was like, hey, just so you know, I don't have the vision of a house and a white picket fence and the 2.5 kids, which is funny because we have 3 kids. But like, that's not my jam. I want to travel the world. I want to live a life of adventure. And, you know, I think neither of us are risk averse either. Essentially, I was saying, like, I want to get out in the world and I want to play. I'm not just looking to sign on the dotted line of the American dream, the house, the car, the kids. And you said, me too. And I was like, no, don't just say that because, you know, you're falling in love with me too. Like, we're talking about melding our lives together, which is interesting because we always say, we tell our boys already, like, it's so important, the partner that you choose, it shapes a lot of your life. And you were like, genuinely, me too. You had moved to Texas to be a fiddle player from Montana. I know that you also had looked into teaching English abroad, and you were like, no, genuinely, that is the life that I want to. And I feel like that's when you and I, like, really committed that this was the life that we were going to build. And obviously it's taken twists and turns, and there ended up being houses and cars and kids, but our own flavor of it. And I think that flavor of life is what we've shaped into what we're now calling our freedom family life.
Yes. And I think that it's really, the basis of it all is that we like to live lots of lives.
Yeah.
So we live a life for a while, but we don't want to just stay in that life forever and just let that grow stagnant. At least for me, it's like I was playing the fiddle in Montana, and then we kind of reached the quote unquote pinnacle of that. Like, you know, we were like a cool, popular band in Montana. And then I was like, okay, so now what? And, you know, the other band members was like, you know, no one had been giving it much thought, but I was like, well, what are we just going to do this forever? Like, is this the plan? It's like, we got to progress and go to the next thing. And so we ended up in Texas. Then we met, and it's like, okay, we're in love in Austin, but what's next? And then we famously always have, you know, deep spiritual conversations over home slice pizza. And so then we end up moving back to Montana, and then we find Workaway.
Workaway was very pivotal in the journey.
Yes,
That was at a gas station in Three Forks, Montana, that we learned. We heard from that guy. Workaway was a platform where you can do a job anywhere around the world in exchange for food and housing.
Right.
We were broke, so we were like, great.
We were literally broke because we were at Wheat, Montana that day selling our iPad, probably for food. So yeah, no, we needed money, but we also didn't care. We were going to travel. It was like, we're going to travel. We're going to keep living some epic fun life, and we'll just let the how figure itself out.
But that's a big deal because I think so many people think travel's so expensive. You know, living in the United States and living the lifestyle of an American is so much more expensive than actually getting out into the world and traveling. Like, it's such a fallacy that travel's expensive. Yeah, I guess if you're doing first class flights and staying in the Ritz-Carlton and moving from hotel to hotel, but actually traveling, slow travel, spending a month at a time in places is going to actually be much less than the modern American life.
For sure. You can get it done no matter what. Like, because, you can do it for cheaper, right? Like, at some point we went to Bali, and it's like, we got to live like kings.
Yeah.
And we made a couple grand online, but you live like a king in Bali. There are other, you know, side pitfalls to that as well. But it's a hacker's travel lifestyle, if you need it to be, you know.
So that's where we started. We started with Workaway. We took tourists out on horse rides on the beach. And we took tourists out on the horseback rides on the beach in exchange for a house in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, and some food. I mean, I think we were maybe making like $1,500 a month, which was 2 single people, no kids, in our 20s, like in love, just flying on a dream. Like it was
but we made crazy memories.
Yeah.
Did not need any money to pull that off.
And changed our entire trajectory of our lives because we didn't wait. We're going to wait until we save enough money, until the kids are a little bit older, until I get the promotion. I'm going to wait until. That is like the other fallacy, is that you have time. You don't have time.
Right.
We don't have time. We don't know what life has in store tomorrow. And I think that's something about us. We've always figured out a way to do it now. We never let outside circumstances stop us from getting out into the world and traveling, which is why then when the boys came, we knew how much travel had transformed our lives and our perspectives, that it was really important to us to give them that same type of education versus sitting in a classroom and some person dictating out of a textbook things that probably aren't even relevant anymore, like world education, which is what world schooling is.
And it's like, for the kids, it's like, if you were to ask me after we did like our 14 months around the world, it's like, what's the number one thing you figured out or learned while you were out? I always tell everyone, it's like, you learn that almost literally every person is good, and there's nothing to be scared of. Like, of course you should be aware of yourself and not go, but we also went to bed at 9 p.m. and we didn't do nightlife and we didn't do dumb things. But if you're just like moving through the world in like normal places with a good head on your shoulders, like, the people are good out there. That's why, at least for me, I want to take the kids on the road so that they don't get scared of the rest of the world, and they're more like, they suddenly have friends in every country, and they realize that all the people are just like you. Like, it's all the same. We all just want to eat good food and have families. So it's like, if you can instill that at a young age, it's probably super, super beneficial.
There was a post that you sent me the other day that was kind of alluding to this fact that when you're traveling with your kids, it makes the family unit a team.
Right.
It's no longer the parents versus the kids. Eat your veggies, do your homework, go to bed on time. It's a team, it's a unit working together to figure out how to get from point A to point Z, or where are we going to eat tonight, or how are we going to get from this boat to that train.
You're on an adventure.
You're on an adventure, but then it also humanizes the parent in the child's eyes. Because it's not just like, okay, this dictator telling you what to do. Now you're watching an adult be in the world just as the kid is. So I think it's a really beautiful bonding experience too. It has the family relating to one another in an entirely new way. And think about the depth that provides in the family dynamic, to not just be relating to each other inside of the paradigm of life, school, house, bed, but actually being immersed in real life.
Yeah, it's a perspective shift. Perspective shifts are always the number one thing, because your kids' perspective of you is going to change, and it's going to cause them to see a whole nother world and a whole nother light. Essentially just learn more about how life literally works. So yeah, it's wildly beneficial.
We met and we fell in love. We decided that we were both not risk averse, that we actually wanted to live this life of adventure. After 6 months of meeting each other, we did our first workaway. We went to Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica. We just did our food and housing in exchange for the horse rides on the beach. And then we said, we actually want to do this longer. So we moved back to Austin for a year and started working to save up money. After that year, was that when we got engaged? What happened after that year? That was when we were lived with our friend Carly Moore. Yeah. We both had jobs and worked.
But then we walked across South Lamar Boulevard and moved to the 704. Which is like a big apartment complex in Austin. And it was like brand new, and it was so nice. And we couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it. Again. For sure. We
got a roommate.
Yeah, we went to a place and we went to the model unit, remember? It's
on the corner.
On the corner, near the pool, in the good building. It was $2,000 a month. And we were like, no way. Yeah. How could we possibly do this? And somehow we just signed on the dotted line and did it anyway.
Like, now that we've seen this apartment, there's no going back.
Right. That was the other thing. It's like,
once you know, you can't unsee it.
Well, it's like the how will figure itself out. We don't know how, but we just know that we know what we want and we'll make it work. So that was another one of those instances where we took it, and then we ended up getting a roommate, and the roommate, ironically, was Sarah Dolliver.
When you still got roommates on Craigslist.
Right.
We met her on Craigslist.
We had a couple before her too, but she was the one that lasted.
Stuck, yeah.
Yeah. But she was actually a really good wedding photographer, and then she was the one person at our wedding and took our photos.
we decided we were going to get married then. Again, we were like, we don't need to get married. We're in love. We want to keep choosing each other, that idea. But then when we knew we were really going to do this adventure travel, we were like, well, there might be some like legal benefits. God forbid something happens to someone in some foreign country of being married. So let's just get married so that we can say we did it. So we did it. We went to the courthouse. And Sarah, our roommate, who was a photographer, was the one person who came. I got a dress, a $5 dress from the
next
thrift
door
store.
From Uptown Cheapskate. Yeah. Literally a $5 dress. Like that's like in songs and stuff, but
$4.99.
$4.99, right? Yeah. Sorry.
And then we went to Home Slice, our favorite pizza place. Yeah. Our wedding was $150.
Right.
I think we maybe had $8,000 total to our name at that point.
I think we actually got up to $12K.
Oh yeah, because you sold your bike.
No, I didn't sell my bike. The bike got stolen.
Okay.
And the insurance money gave us like $2,000 in insurance money or something. And so then we had $2,000 from that, and we got up over to $12K, and our goal was $10K.
Okay, so $12K to our name. We go on a honeymoon, which is a one-way flight to Portugal.
Right.
That was our first stop, Portugal.
Right.
And we started up with Workaway again. And we lived in a glamping retreat center in the countryside of Portugal, where I worked in the kitchen. What was your job there?
We all did a bunch of stuff, but it was like wall tents, like canvas wall tents, like circus looking tents, and like literally a mattress on the dirt.
Yeah.
Remember
we slept on the floor.
We're
really glamorizing this right now.
Yeah, it's called glamping, but we were the least glamping part of that whole experience.
But we had each other.
Didn't care, and the best part was all the people that were also workawaying there. So there's like 10 of us, and we all worked at the place, but you got to know all these people, and suddenly you had friends in 6 countries.
Yeah.
Because everyone like was coming and going and dispersing, and so then we ended up meeting with Roberto and Pili in multiple places, and I still follow some of these people on Instagram.
Some of them get married.
Right. It's like...
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah. And I remember this guy, Remco Visker. He's like from Germany or something, but he's like this crazy guitar player now. So it's like, you end up meeting cool people, and you realize how cool the people are out there, and it's just interesting to know them.
It does make you less scared of the world to actually get out into the world and meet the people who, like you said, are so much more similar than they are different. We care about living a life of passion, being with our family, enjoying the time we have. And then you get to see what that looks like through their lens, through their culture.
Right.
We did this trip around the world that ended up being 14 months on our $12,000, but we got some odd jobs and things along the way. We ended up doing this Portugal, Spain. We went to Cambodia, Thailand, Italy. We met a couple in Italy, and that's where we first learned about, we did the Workaway in Italy.
Yeah.
And in Italy, we were trimming olive trees in exchange for food and housing at a 1,000-year-old monastery in Tuscany. But it was an American man and an Italian woman who were this couple. And we ended up getting along really well with them, and they were doing home exchange.
Oh, yeah.
And so they exchanged their home in Tuscany for a houseboat in Thailand.
So this is just like more hacking ways to travel. It's like...
So Workaway so far,
Workaway.
Home exchange.
Home exchange is like, if you put your house on home exchange, and then you go stay at your friend's house while someone is coming and staying at your house, then you bank that stay, and then you can go stay at their place at some other point. It doesn't need to be like at the exact same time, but they were just like banking stays all that they could. And so they had all these different stays around the world where they could go to Australia, and someone came to their house from France and Sweden, like all over the place. And then one of them was the Thai houseboat. And so we met back up with them as we were traveling after we left their farm. And so they invited us to come to some of their amazing home exchange stays, like one in Sydney, Australia, the houseboat around the Thai Islands for 2 weeks, which was just like crazy. But you would never know that was going to happen until you got out there and just started doing stuff.
I think that's what's so exciting about us leaving in January to go to Greece is that there are so many things that are going to happen.
Right.
People we're going to meet, ways that we're going to grow, things we're going to learn that we can't even imagine right now, because you can't have the experience until you've immersed yourself into it.
Right.
So it's just kind of this like exciting unknown of immersing yourself in this world of schooling by traveling the world and saying like, bring it on.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Bring it on. Right. Bring it on. I trust myself to figure it out. and just to really like surrender to what we're meant to learn, who we're meant to meet in the process, which is exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
it's a big unknown. Like at our age with kids and things like that, it's like most of the time you're like, oh yeah, I see what the next, we had a neighbor, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here till he's in high school. And it's just like, that's such like, we have these like, we can just see the same thing being done over and over again: eat, sleep, school, camp, holiday, repeat.
Right.
And I think we didn't want to opt into just that system. We always want to keep it fresh. We want to keep evolving and growing.
Yeah, because that's where all the growth lives, is in the unknown and your uncomfortableness. So it's like, if you don't get yourself uncomfortable on purpose, you won't grow as fast. Maybe you'll still be growing, I don't know. But if you want to grow really fast,
growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Growth 100% of the time happens outside of your comfort zone.
Right. Figure out what's the most uncomfortable and then go and do that.
So we traveled the world for a year. Obviously that could be like a whole video.
Yeah, we could go on and on about every location.
But we came back. We decided we were going to go teach English in South Korea, and that's when we found out we were pregnant with our first son, Cruz.
Right.
Which really we don't need to go into right now, but it navigates a cancer healing story to starting our brick and mortar organic juice company, to launching an online business with hydrogen water ionizer and high ticket affiliate marketing. And we've now brought ourselves from the pits of financial despair to where we do have more of a budget 10 years later to be able to invest in a program like Boundless, which is, we're going to go there. We're going to be part of a cohort of parents and children who have the same shared values of freedom and adventure and learning about the world by being immersed in it. We'll be in Syros, Greece for 3 months. The kids go to a cultural education center during the day, and then there's the 24/7 co-working for parents, so we can be working on our businesses remotely. And then what's cool about it is that there's also then field trips and workshops where we're doing the longevity and wellness cohort.
Right.
So it's like that passion of health is also going to be fulfilled by learning about Greece as a blue zone, doing Greek cooking classes. And so it's kind of a done for you family experience that, thanks to the 10 years prior of growing our businesses, we can now invest in to do something like that.
Yeah, for sure. You don't know what it'll be until you get there, but it's like there's always room to grow through whatever comes at you. So you just gotta take chances and take risks, because it's like making the choice to go is like, even with businesses and things, like, oh, should we leave? We were just saying like, oh, we like this podcast studio. Should we be leaving right when we have this thing? But the same thing happens every time. Remember the last time right before we left, I literally wrote a song because I was like going crazy with the phrase, should we stay or should we go? Because we were thinking about pulling the ripcord and not going, because my fiddle career was doing pretty good and you were teaching a lot of yoga. Like we just had like irons in the fire, and they were, and we liked them. But then it was like,
we had our routine,
right? But
things we were investing in.
At the end of the day, you're almost always glad you went.
This is such a big distinction that, like, I think sometimes when you're planning a trip or you have this dream to go travel the world and you're like, I'm just going to frolic onto the plane. Like, leaving is hard.
Yeah.
Leaving is hard. Like, we have routines and habits and people and businesses and things that we invest in. And I would say that for me, 99.9999% of the time, leaving is hard. Even the last time you and I went on a date night overnight, I'm in the car, like, we should turn around. We should go back to the kids. And then we get on the date and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. We needed this. And we're so connected. But leaving is hard. And I think that's an important message to share, because you just have to remember everything that's on the other side of getting out of your comfort zone and immersing yourself in a new way of being for a little bit and allowing yourself to grow in that capacity. It's always worth it. So
yeah, it's really true. It's like, you have fear and doubt that you're fighting against. And if you listen to the world, they're all going to put their fear and doubt on you. And if you tell your friend or your family member, oh, I'm thinking about flying to Antarctica, and they're like, oh, you're going to die for sure.
Right, because it's outside their paradigm of life.
The first thing they're going to tell you is you're crazy and don't do it. And they're going to try and keep you in the world that they already know you on. So that's also why it's like, it's one of those things where you might want to just keep it all quiet until the flight's booked.
Yeah, until it's a sure thing.
Because especially don't tell, people that are too close to you, because they all have an idea. And they're going to put their fears onto you. And it's also something good like that I think is important to, when you hear someone tell you their dream or what they're doing, to really go slow and catch yourself and just be there with them.
Champion them.
Yeah. Because they're going to remember the guys like, man, you were with me from the beginning. You always said we could do this.
Yeah.
Or you'll be the guy that like, it's like, oh man, you just always doubted me. When I needed you the most, you weren't backing me up, Well,
I think that is what the Freedom Family Life is. It's doing life differently, and the reason that we're documenting it, the reason that we're making videos and an Instagram and all that is because we want to show people what's possible. So like we want to be the advocate for the person.
Right,
we want to champion
else.
the person listening right now to say, we know that it can seem expensive, it can seem hard, it can seem scary, it can seem overwhelming. And hey, if we're a few steps ahead of where you are right now, we want to tell you it's worth it to go for it. And we want to champion this vision of whatever freedom looks like for you, because freedom to us right
it's
now,
not necessarily travel.
No, freedom to us right now is living on land on 5 acres. It's eating organic food. It's being entrepreneurs so we don't have a boss. We chose to homeschool. That is freedom in our current environment. And now the next season of freedom is going to be going out and traveling. So it's like freedom can mean a lot of different things and also a lot of different seasons of life. But it's just this idea of like thinking outside the box and also willing to get radically honest around like, what do you truly want in life? I think that's something that you and I have done well because we've been able to have each other to champion for each other, to be like, what do we really want? If we could close our eyes and take out a marker on a whiteboard and cast the vision, and then we say, now let's go for that.
Right. And to always also just remember that it's a zigzag path. It's not like a direct line. So it's like, right now I really want that. And so then you're going to go and get that. And then you're going to be like, oh, interesting. Okay, we need to, you're going to like go back and forth. And it's a matter of always be willing. It's like the real freedom is the freedom to choose and to be willing to take the new choice, like choose a new way of living anytime you want. And because that's what we do. We live, and we say it all the time, we live in seasons. And so it's like, I feel like the season is changing. Like there's a new season around the corner. So it's like, don't live the same 50 years in a row and call it a life. It's like, be willing to turn the page to the new season and trust that you'll learn a bunch more new things when you get there. And then you'll zig back the other way, and then you go this way and then that way. And that's like, it's never a straight line.
You have to start doing the thing to become that person. You don't become the person and then go do it. It's like, you kind of flip it all on your head. Leap and build the net as you're going down.
Take the leap and the net will appear.
It's that safe.
Jump off a cliff and build an airplane on the way down, right?
Exactly.
The reason you say to do that is because that's like a commitment to the universe or the world or your own belief in yourself or whatever, that you are willing to do it. You'll burn the boats, you'll jump off the cliff if you have to, but that's how they know you really want it.
Well, I'm really excited to share our Freedom Family Life adventure in hopes that it inspires others to find their expression of freedom, to share more about what our life in Greece looks like, our experience of Boundless. And like, I know there's a lot of people who are interested in doing Boundless so they can see it play out, see if it's for them, and all of the many adventures that we can't even name what they are right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is just like endless things, endless visuals that will come that we don't have any clue of what they will be. And we'll meet some dude that's super funny and he always does this crazy impression. It's like, there will just be a lot of life that frolics out of it, It'd be
fun to do a recording like this as soon as we get back.
Yeah.
Just like reflect, like, man, remember when we were sitting in that seat 3 weeks before we left? We couldn't have imagined that these things happen. And we're like, oh, we're so sweet. And
we always say that.
Right now, like, we don't even know what's coming,
Yeah, it's like
all
that.
The goodness.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Just know that you don't know. Just got to get there.
Stay tuned. Excited to be on the ride with you.
Oh, bump it.
Yeah, we're fist pumping.
Love that.
Fist bumping. I said pumping. Fist bumping.
Fist bumping.
There we go.